So as you guys know, wedding films are still my bread and butter, even in 2026, and I've been doing it for about 6 years now. And while I prefer to shoot in f-log 2C, there are some days that I need to shoot in Eterna or Rec 709. And these are days where I'm hired by another videographer who need me to go cover a wedding for them. Now before we hop into Resolve, there are a few things that you need to understand when you're shooting in Rec 709 or Eterna. You will be making sacrifices and your image will only hold about 6 stops of dynamic range. Which means if your camera have about 14 stops of dynamic range like mine does, you'll be working with less than half of that. Now, while I do believe that shooting straight out of camera or in Rec 709 is good, especially if you're a beginner, eventually you'll want to move into shooting in log, but honestly, that's just my opinion. Hey everybody, so I shot this wedding last year for another wedding videographer, and like I said in the video, I shot this using the Eterna film simulation. Okay, so as you see, I got my node tree here, but there are a few things I won't need. So right now I'm about to activate my node tree. And as you can see, I still have my IDT, ODT nodes activated. So right now I'm pretty much about to go ahead and delete those because I don't need them. Because since you shot this in Rec 709, you don't need to use a color space transform. So the first thing I'm about to do is go into my white balance node, and I'm gonna go into my power wheels. And the first thing I will do actually is set my pivot to 0.366 so I can keep my middle gray. So we'll go ahead and do that right now. So I did that so I can actually add contrast without affecting my middle gray. Even in Rec 709, that's still important. So I'm about to grab my contrast knob and just bring it up to maybe about right there. Yeah, maybe to about right there. Which is barely just a bit, but it's enough. Because like I said, this is Rec 709. And you don't want to add too much where you'll destroy your image. So actually, I'm about to bring some of that back to maybe about right there. Which is barely anything, but it's good enough. So the next thing I'm about to do is actually just add a little warmth to my image as well. And I'm doing that by using my white balance node to actually add a little bit of warmth. And my gamma set for this node is actually linear. So maybe about something right there. And let me go check this node real fast. So we'll right click, go to our gamma, and as I said, set the linear. So I like that about right there. Now we're about to go into our HSV, which is our saturation node. And I'm about to go into our gain wheel, and I'm about to grab it, just add a bit of saturation. Maybe about right there. Yeah, I like that a lot. Now one thing I am about to do is go into my contrast node, go into my HDR wheel, and maybe just lift the shadows up a little bit. So go right here into our shadow wheel, and like I said, just lift those up just a bit. To about right there. Now we're about to go into our look node, and this is Rec 709. We already got the colors we want, so now I'm about to just manipulate those just a little bit and try to massage our image into place. Let me go to our power wheels. And I'm just gonna grab our lift wheel and bring it down just a bit to the greens. Then I'm gonna grab my gamma wheel and bring it up just a bit. Then I'm also gonna grab our gain wheel, which is our highlight wheel, and bring that up just a bit as well, because this was shot at sunset. Grab our lift wheel again. Bring it over here, because I do kind of want to try to keep her dress white if I can. Grab our gain wheel, take that up, but bring it over. Then grab our gain wheel and just bring it, actually take that up just a bit to about right there. Grab our lift wheel, bring it down. So I'm trying to keep her dress white, but at the same time, I'm trying to keep his suit black. So I want to keep my whites white and my black as well. I'm gonna grab our gamma wheel again to maybe about right there. And honestly, that's our image, guys. I know we barely did anything. So if I disable that, no, sorry, that was before. That's after, before, after. Now the next thing we're about to do is actually go into our log wheels. And I'm about to just pull some of that green out. And I'm gonna do that by grabbing our point in our lift wheel and bringing it over towards magenta. So about right there. So the next thing we're about to do is go into our hue versus hue node. And I'm gonna go right here into my curves. And I'm gonna highlight all my color points. And I'm gonna grab my yellow just to see what it does. Bring it up maybe just a little bit to about there. Maybe just a little bit more. Maybe to about right there. Then I'm gonna grab our red point and I'm just gonna bring it down just a bit because I don't want that to be too overbearing. Then I'm gonna grab our greens. Bring those up just a bit because like I said, this was sunset. Grab our cyan point just to see what it does. Bring that up just a bit, and now I'm gonna grab our blue point. That's not really doing much. Then I'm gonna grab our magenta. And I'm actually gonna bring that up just a bit. Now I'm about to go to our hue versus saturation because I do want to desaturate some of this yellow. So if I grab our yellow point, bring that down to about there. Maybe about right there. Then grab our red point. Maybe bring that down to about right there. If we hit play, that's our image. Actually, let me go back to our white balance node. I want to warm it up maybe just a bit more. Maybe to about right there. Actually, I'm gonna go back to our hue versus hue. Let me see something. Yeah, so we'll do that right there. So that's before, after. Sorry, that's before. So actually, let me delete my whole, not delete, let me disable my whole node tree, and I'll bring each one back. So we started with our white balance and contrast node, and then we actually went into our contrast and just brought shadows up just a little bit. Then we went to our saturation node and just brought that saturation back just a little bit. Then we went into our look node, created our own custom look. Even though Eterna is beautiful by itself, I still wanted to manipulate the color just a little bit on my own. So I did that in my look node. And then in my hue versus hue node, I just went ahead and just swung the colors just a little bit for a little bit of a cleaner look. Hey guys, I hope you liked this video, and I shot this video because I wanted to show my updated workflow with Rec 709 or Eterna. Now, I will be adding this lesson into my novice color grade crash course, which is only $25 monthly. Now, you'll learn how to color grade Rec 709, almost every log profile, and even raw video, especially from the Sigma FP. And you'll have access to purchase the color grade crash course when you join my creator community, which is free. And I will also be adding BTS content from future shoots And I will also be adding full-length podcasts where you can be able to watch it and hopefully learn something from other creators. This color grading crash course can literally change the way you grade within just a few hours, and you could take that skill set and apply it to your work today. So I hope this video was helpful, and if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.